Hi, you guys. Happy Friday. It's Friday today at the time of this live recording. Someday I'll have a pretty backdrop so that you guys can have a more visual pleasure when you watch. But for now, it's just me, talking head. So, hello. Let me say hi to you guys. So let me know if you guys are here live or on the replay. Like, what's up, you guys? I'm back. It's me, Brandeline, your energy nerd. And I'm totally here with an energy nerd alert. I love spirit and I love having spirit work through me. And I love when a new perception comes through, or a new way of looking at things comes through, because then I have to totally nerd out with you guys. I have to totally nerd out with you guys when I get this new perception, or when I want to channel this message through me to you, which is essentially exactly what it is. Hey, Sydney. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Nancy. I say, let's see, somebody else is up here. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Felicia. Awesome. So I'm so glad you guys are joining me. So this free training is brought to you by one of my one-on-one coaching clients. Asked me a specific question, and it instantly triggered me to go, oh my gosh, well, let's look at it this way. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, let's tell the whole spiritual community and my YouTube channel, and anywhere where you're seeing or listening to this, because I feel like it's so important for you guys to receive this and then perceive it and then apply it to your life, so that it could be more consciously, is that even a phrase? More consciously, consciously created to the way that you want it. And you could stop doing these negative things. And I'm going to explain, but so you could resist, I guess I would say, negative energy thoughts. And so there is energy behind each thought, right? But we can make one sentence. So we can make a sentence like, I'm going to invest in the quantum program. And it could have two effects, right? Everything is physiological. We have a really good podcast coming out with Kate Feel. So that kind of reminds me of something that she talked about on the podcast too. But everything is physiological. Every single thought affects your whole being, and it also affects the entire quantum field. So it's not just the thought, it's not the word, it's the energy behind it. So when we think about investing in ourselves, and we become paralyzed with fear, and then we start having those thoughts that go out, like the what if thoughts, then what happens is it triggers that part of the quantum field to bring you more of that same feeling. But the question that my client asked me wasn't money related. So let me explain it to you this way. The question that my client asked was about forgiveness. And so this was the big to me to go, okay, hold on a minute, because they wanted forgiveness from an external source. And say for example, you did something bad. We've all done something bad in our life, that we perceive as bad, right? And say you feel guilty about it. Well, that is stirring up that kind of energy in your life, right? And so this person was saying, well, I think I need forgiveness for something from God, right? So let me take it up a notch. And in reality, if we feel like we need some sort of forgiveness, then we think that something's wrong with us, right? So we're coming out with this energy thought that I'm bad, that I've done something wrong. And so the universe will adjust to make you have that type of identity and make you have that type of human experiences. So now let's talk about God really quick. So say, for example, God or Source is sitting out there on the floaty cloud and they get a message from Brandeline. Brandeline did something bad and she wants me to forgive her. But in reality, what it is it's you have to come around and you have to forgive yourself, and you have to see yourself in the light that source sees you, because source gets the text. Source is like, Brandeline thinks she did something wrong. Oh my goodness, silly Brandeline. Don't you understand that this is all part of your human experience? Don't you understand that that was the ebb and the flow of energy? Don't you understand that you were stirring the pot of karmic, right? Or the pot of karmic came, back around. Same thing was if somebody did something wrong to you. Did they do something wrong to you? Here's a really crazy ass personal example. I love to share my personal life with you guys. Here's a good one. You guys are going to shit your pants when I share this with you. So right now in Brandeline's life, Brandeline rented her house out to somebody in Northern Michigan, and their check bounced, and they're avoiding me for a whole month. They're living in my house for free. So come back full circle around as a spiritual woman, right? Am I like calling them MFers? Am I being really angry? No, I'm actually not, because I take this thought process really actually serious. So I'm looking at it as, what kind of fucking lesson are you learning right now? What kind of lesson are you learning? And go through the motions to deal with that. But if you turn your thoughts into negative energy, you're going to experience the same. So it's super important for you to see yourself doing something wrong and somebody doing something wrong to you in a whole different light, or you will fall off your unicorn, like I say, and you will manifest other experiences until you could heal yourself and see yourself as this whole being having a human experience, right? And so of course we're going to have the ebbs and the flows. But if we could stand back and not react, remember we talked about this, I think, yesterday in the Mean People video that we did yesterday. If you could stand back and see yourself as this whole being and part of the one, then you know that you do not need forgiveness from source. You need forgiveness from yourself, right? You do not need to be angry at what other humans are doing. You need to step back and see them as their whole self, and that they are having a human experience and it's unfolding, and you're just witnessing all of this. So nerd alert, right? When it comes to the energy behind every single thought, is it goes into your physics, goes into your body. The reason you look like the way you look is because you think the way you think, right? And the energy behind those thoughts. Julie said she just explained this to her boyfriend about his job. He's my crash test dummy. I love it. Well, and you guys are my crash test dummies, because I'm really just explaining it so that you could perceive the way you think in a different way, so that you could really consciously create the life that you actually really, really want, right? So I had said this on like a mini Instagram training that I did. If you don't follow me, it's at Spiritual Awakening Babe on Instagram. But I had said the same thing, is it's okay to want to save money, but why are you wanting to save money? I did this whole thing on Instagram. Everybody lost their mind because we were doing a Target versus Walmart. And I was explaining that it's totally okay to save money unless you're coming at it from a place of lack. What's the intention behind that thought? What's the intention behind the action, right? So if you're coming at it from a place of lack, like, I'm going to get the chicken on this menu because that steak is $2 more, you're coming from a place of lack. You're not saving the $2. Whereas if you're like, oh my gosh, let's go to Sizzler because the freaking prime ribs on sale, so we're going to save $5. Super excited. I want the steak. So I'm going to take action to save money and have what I want, right? So we're coming at it from a different place, right? So perception. And Lisa's saying, how do we detach? You have to step away from the fear. You have to step away from fear and start seeing miracles. Have you guys ever read the Course of Miracles or heard of the Course in Miracles? That's literally what it trains you to do, is it trains you to start seeing life the way it really is. And I have to give a shout out to Pam, one of my amazing clients that I'm working with right now, because she put it so freaking clear. Like, Pam should be doing some Facebook Lives of her own. She put it so clear the other day is if you're not seeing the miracles, you have your horse blinders on because you've been trained to look and think this way. But when we untrain ourselves, when we step away from fear and know that we are completely supported and start taking action and thinking those thoughts that support the fact that you're completely supported, then life changes. You have to get out of the fear, detach from that fear, and start looking at life through the eyes of like you're an angel floating on the freaking cloud, and not this human that is struggling with filling their pantry or anything of those lines. So nerd alert, how the energy behind your thoughts actually affects the quantum field. It stimulates it. I like to think of it as like the blanket of stars, and then your thought makes this star twinkle, and then just science. I mean, we're talking about science, and this was like the whole precipice behind this training was religion and science, right? When it comes, and that's why I'm such a nerd. That's why I get so geeky, because when it finally clicked for me, the law of attraction, working with spirit, working with the quantum field, which we're going to be totally doing in the quantum program. You guys, if you're going to want to get on the wait list, like I'm not even shitting you. If you're watching this at the time, like today, because we're going to be working with this quantum field, and whatever you put out into it, it's going to serve you. And so when we can intentionally sit here and go, this is what I'm going to put out to the freaking quantum field today, and we do it in a consistent basis, then it sends us things to make us step into this new identity, and then we start having that new life. It's amazing. So if you're just jumping on live towards the end, you're going to want to watch the whole beginning and really like get your journal out and kind of like have these aha moments, like where do you feel like you're flawed in your life, or where do you feel like there's something missing, and really start paying attention to the thoughts that you have around that, and then the feelings that bubble up, because it's the energy that's behind the thought that is really affecting you. You may be sitting there worried about money and you're screwing yourself, or you may be living your life feeling like you need forgiveness in some area, or that you're broken in some area, but you're not. Source sees you as you are, as beautiful and whole. And if you can come around scientifically and go, oh my gosh, okay, so let's think about it scientifically, and then be okay with the mistakes maybe you made in the past, forgive yourself so you can get on with your life. It's amazing. All right. Well, I'm sending you guys love. Have a beautiful weekend. If I don't see you, I will see you on Monday at 10 a.m. live Pacific in your spiritual awakening community, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or catch me on YouTube, Spiritual Awakening Babe on YouTube. All right. Sending you guys love. Have a great day.